Hey everyone, so in the past couple of lessons you have learned about the different types of maps, how to read them, how to find different coordinates. So now it's time to learn about where exactly things are on the earth and what is actually here. So today we're going to be learning about the continents and oceans. So here is just a map to show us where everything is to begin with. So we have North America and South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. These are our 7 continents. And then we have the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. So we're going to start off talking about the continents. So about 1/3 of the Earth is made up of land areas, and these large land areas or land masses are known as continents. And here on the Earth, there are 7 continents. So the first one we're going to talk about is North America. It is in the northern part of the Western Hemisphere. So think back to the different hemispheres that we've learned about previously. It is in the Western Hemisphere, and it's in the northern part of the Western Hemisphere because it's above the equator. It is the third largest of the 7 continents, and it contains 23 different countries. The United States is one of those. It includes Canada, the US, and Mexico, all of the countries that are in Central America, and then our northern countries that are above Canada as well. And Canada is going to be the largest country in North America. So then we have South America, and South America is in the southern part of the Western Hemisphere for the most part. Part of it does go a little bit above the equator, but the majority of South America is below the equator. But again, it's in the Western Hemisphere. The southern part kind of fits their names. North America is in the northern part, South America is in the southern part. It is the 4th largest continent, and it is made up of 14 different countries. Then we have Europe. Europe is a continent that is in the northern part of the Eastern Hemisphere. So we've switched over to the Eastern Hemisphere now. It is a continent that is a little different from others because it is attached to another continent. Europe is attached to Asia, and despite the fact that they are attached to one another, they are 2 separate continents. They are separated because of different physical geography aspects of the land and things are different, and then there are some cultural differences as well. It is the second smallest of the continents, but despite being the second smallest, it is made up of 44 countries. So then we have Asia. Asia is also in the northern part of the Eastern Hemisphere, and again, they are attached. So Europe and Asia are attached, and it is to the eastern side of Europe. It is the largest of the 7 continents, and within Asia, there are 49 different countries. So then we have Africa. So Africa is the continent in the Eastern Hemisphere. It is the second largest of the 7 continents. It is kind of both in the northern and southern hemisphere. The equator actually runs through Africa, so primarily it's in the eastern, and then we have some areas that are in the northern part and in the southern part. But again, it is the second largest, and there are 54 countries that are within Africa. So then we have Australia, and Australia is in the southern part of the Eastern Hemisphere. It is going to be the smallest of the 7 continents, and Australia itself is one main country. There are not separate countries within Australia. However, the region around Australia is made up of 14 different islands, is Oceania, and it is right there in the same area, so there are a lot of similarities, but again, Australia is one main country with different states and regions within the country itself, but it is one main country. Then we have Antarctica. Antarctica is around the South Pole. It is the 5th largest of the continents, and within Antarctica, there are no countries, and no one actually lives there all year long. So there are no permanent residents there. Some historians or geographers or scientists and researchers will go to Antarctica to do research and to learn about the climate or about the different things going on in that region, but they don't live there all year. Yes, they'll stay there for different periods of time to do work, but they don't live there permanently. So then we're going to talk about the oceans. About 2/3 of the Earth is covered by water, and the oceans are going to be the largest areas of water on the Earth. Yes, we have different areas that are like seas or lakes and rivers, but oceans are going to be our largest area. And the water makeup of oceans are salt water. And there are going to be 5 oceans. So the first ocean we're going to talk about is the Atlantic. The Atlantic Ocean separates North and South America from Europe and Africa. So it is the ocean that runs along the east coast of the United States. So if you've ever been to that part of the country and been to the ocean there, then you've been to the Atlantic Ocean. And it is going to be the second largest ocean. So then we have the Pacific Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean covers more than 30% of the Earth's surface. It's bigger than all of the continents put together. So it is the largest ocean. It can be found between the west coast of the Americas and the east coast of Asia and Australia. So if you've ever been to the west coast to California or any of those other, like Oregon, Washington State, any of the areas there, and you've been to the ocean on that side of the country, then you've been to the Pacific Ocean. And again, it is the largest ocean. So then we have the Indian Ocean, and the Indian Ocean is located in the Eastern Hemisphere. It is bordered by Asia, Africa, and Australia. So the ocean that can be found in between those 3 continents is the Indian Ocean, and it is the 3rd largest ocean. So we have the Arctic Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean is found around the North Pole region. Because of where it is and because of the temperature that is in the North Pole area, the ocean surface is primarily covered by ice for most of the year, so it's very cold, and it is the smallest ocean. So then we have the Southern Ocean. So the Arctic Ocean was around the Northern Pole. The Southern Ocean is around the South Pole. So it is the body of water that surrounds Antarctica. And due to its location, parts of it can also be frozen, just like the Arctic. In terms of size, it is the 4th biggest or the 2nd smallest. So when we're thinking of ranking them in size, it is number 4. So again, looking at this map, North and South America, we're thinking of the hemispheres in the Western Hemisphere. North is up top, South is down below. They're kind of like neighbors across the equator. And then we have Europe. So Europe is, again, one of the smaller continents. It's right here. Then connected to Europe is Asia. It is the largest, so think about the size. Asia is the largest. Then we have Africa. Australia is off on its own. It is the smallest. And then we have Antarctica at the bottom. So with our oceans, remember the Atlantic Ocean is on the east coast of the U.S., runs in between these 2. The Pacific Ocean on a map like this is written on both sides because remember, if the map was 3D, this side and this side would be connecting. It is the largest, so think about it being the largest and needing 2 spots on the map. The Indian Ocean is found in the middle of these 3 continents. And just a quick fact, this right here is India. So the Indian Ocean is near India. The Southern Ocean is in the south. And then the Arctic Ocean is in the north.